Drop your pants and grab your ankles. It's time for Grillo's AftershockXL with your host, Steve Grillo. How the hell did you get a TV show?
What up, everybody? It's your old pal, Steve Grillo, live from Hell's Kitchen, still in COVID, semi-lockdown, weird Thanksgiving that just took place. Hope everybody had a wonderful holiday. You're watching Grillos AfterShock Network. We got some big news that I want to talk about. I've got a guest waiting in the wings that we want to talk to. I just want to hope that everybody had a healthy, happy family holiday together. It was weird. It was the first time in my life that I did not go anywhere for Thanksgiving. Not that I'm trying to be like sad or anything. It's just what the circumstances are with the COVID and people and how they act and shit like that. It was better to be safe than sorry. So I just kind of chilled. My family has a tradition of making stuffing balls, we call them. And it was weird because, you know, it's sort of like a family recipe that we have. And it was the first time I made them by myself. And they came out really good, but still not celebrating with your family and your friends. It was just, it's a sign of the times that we live in. It kind of sucks, but, you know, we cope and deal. And I want to talk about the little adventure that I went on down in Missouri. Lots of cool, big things coming up. I was hoping to go and get that down there. I went down to Branson, Missouri. I was flown down by the lovely Jennifer Flowers. She's been on the show. She was on my Election Day special. Everybody knows Jennifer because she's pretty famous. She had a relationship with former President Bill Clinton for quite some time. They actually did really enjoy each other's company, but I guess when you have a wife and a child, you know, it doesn't really work out that well. And she did come on my show, and we talked, and she was very up for getting to know me a little better, and she flew me down to talk business and, you know, sort of get to know me and get to know what I'm about. And she, in the course of me going down there, we both realized that we had a very good mutual friend by the name of Jessica Hahn. Everybody knows Jessica Hahn. If you're a Howard Stern fan, Jessica was on the show quite a bit. She was very close to Howard. Jessica was known for a scandal that broke out back in the late 80s, early 90s, where she was a secretary for a evangelistic preacher by the name of Jerry Falwell. And he took advantage of her when she was a very young age, and basically sort of forced her into having sex with him and using that God influential kind of shit. It became a big scandal, and Howard was very supportive of Jessica, and he was also very supportive of Jennifer. And it looks like the big announcement is that Jennifer Flowers and Jessica Hahn will be doing a show here on the AftershockXL Network. The potential title is Sex, Power, and Politics. That's right there, the AftershockXL Network. So it's going to be a very cool, controversial show where the ladies are going to come on. They're going to discuss whatever's going on in the current situation, their takes, their angles. They got their own agenda. So you heard it right here first, everybody. But this next person, if you're a Howard Stern fan and you were also an AGT fan, America's Got Talent, this man was on the show. He killed it. And he was actually one of Howard Stern's favorite contestants. Howard, I didn't watch that season. I got to be honest. I don't know. I don't watch TV like that. But you know, Howard was this guy's biggest supporter. He went by the name Hip Hop Smoothini, Hip Hop Houdini. He had a show on Spike called Smoothini. But his name is Thomas De La Cruz, and he's right here in the back, waiting to come on. Come on, buddy.
How do I get on?
There you go. You're on. What's up? What's up with your mask? People got to see that beautiful face, man. What's going on?
Yo, before now, you know what I'm saying? I got to make sure you don't give me no computer viruses.
Yeah. I'll give you COVID right over the fucking computer.
Yo, with my luck these days, this is exactly what the fuck's going to go down.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, can I cuss?
You can cuss.
Oh, okay, cool.
You can cuss. So you started out, you're a magician. You like to say you're a bar magician?
I'm a bar magician, to be exact.
Yeah, because that's how we met at McCoy's. You were sitting there
at a bar.
Yeah, but so you started going to McCoy's because when you were on AGT, that was your hangout.
There's a little bit more of a background story to that.
Okay.
I used to go to school down the street from there.
Oh, okay.
At Park West, you know. So I only went there for like a few months before I got kicked out. But That's another story for a different day. But anyways, what I will do is after school, and then actually, as a matter of fact, I ended up working a summer at the Graphic Arts High School down the street.
Okay.
And there's a magic store in Times Square. There was a magic store in Times Square. And what I would do is I would pass by McCoy's all the time. But I was a kid. I was a very young kid. And I would try to do tricks up and down that avenue to anybody in Hell's Kitchen that would be willing to watch me. And then what I would do is, instead of going in front of the stores, I'll go in front of the bars where people would be smoking, and I would do tricks there. And all up and down. 7th, 8th, 9th, all up in those avenues. And then so many years later, when I was on America's Got Talent, my hotel and then the place where we practiced at was, I would have to pass by that block every single day. And I would look at it and I would just remember, like, man, I was too young to go in that bar back in the day. So I ended up started going in there, especially after practice and especially after, like, getting ready for the show. And I would do the tricks to the people that were in there, and I loved it.
Yeah, no, so that's how you got started. Here's my fake microphone. I'm trying to look professional.
All right, good.
Yeah, this is look. Yeah, I'm not even plugged in.
Don't reveal the secrets, man. Don't reveal the secrets.
Well, that's what you're here for. You're gonna tell us all your secrets, right?
I'm not a snitch.
Yeah. So you started doing magic tricks up and down 9th Avenue here in Hell's Kitchen.
When I was in high school time frame.
How did you get into that? What was the progression? What was the first time you did a trick and you said, "Oh shit, this is my jam"? Like, what's up? Like, how did that go down?
Oh, the first time I don't even think it was real when I look back at it. The very first time was with my dad. And my dad, may he rest in peace. He died in February, right before the COVID thing hit.
Sorry to hear that, brother.
Nah, yeah, thanks. But I mean, I'm talking about, it wasn't nothing tragic. I mean, he lived an amazing life. And but either way, it was nuts because he would be watching. He loved to watch Cheers. So I always say Cheers was the first bar I ever been to. And in season 1 of Cheers, Harry Anderson, who was the judge in Night Court.
Yeah, sure. He was a big magician.
He was a magician in real life, yeah. So he would do tricks in the bar. So I don't know, that's something just got into my head. And then one year on 88, I saw a bunch of magic specials, and being a kid, a hyper kid, I thought I could do tricks too. I don't know what I was doing, but I gotta grab the deck of cards, and I went to my dad, who was just drinking his beers, watching TV on the couch, and I pretended to do a trick. But what happened was I ended up dropping the cards on the floor, and only one card faced up. And he acted shocked. Now, I don't know whether he was drunk and forgot his card and then just thought that was the way it's supposed to be, or he was being a good dad, or I was just really, really lucky. Either way, at that moment, I was like, boom, done. I got the bug right then and there. But to fast forward, when I was a teenager, I was just to the drug dealers on my block. I would do something for them and they would just bug out. And then the next week, they wanted to see something else. And then I had to keep supplying.
What was your first trick? What was your thing that you nailed the first time?
Oh, man, who? I mean, the one that I can remember the most is that one.
Okay.
Learned that in the 3rd grade, but that wasn't really as shocking as the match trick. I do a match trick with a book of matches that really got people be like, you gotta show this person that match trick. You gotta show. Actually, in my TV show, the show was called Hip Hop Houdini.
Yeah.
And I teach that trick to Waka Flocka.
Waka Flocka Flame.
Yeah.
What, the nose trick?
No, the match trick, the one that really got me out there.
And so you started doing that. Now, when you're in high school and shit like that, to do a magic trick to get you laid and shit, where the girl's like, yo, your hands are quick. Let's see how quick they are. What's up?
Nah, that's only that fantasy world exists in other guys' ideas of my life.
Okay.
See, what happened is, I was a very skinny, small, nerdy, unfashionable kid, and a lot of acne. And I loved it because for some reason, being funny and being, who I was, kept me friends with the so-called bullies and the thugs and whatnot. And so I ended up going into each crowd, and I just liked girls. I liked girls a lot, and I just wanted to be around them. But they wouldn't talk to me normally, but I would do tricks and they would talk to me. Now, the thing is, the perception is reality sometimes. These guys would come down in the cafeteria and then see me at a table full of girls. Little do they know that they think I'm like their little brother or their little gay friend. I don't know what these girls thought. None of these girls touched me. But but the perception that was going around was that, man, this kid is pretty smooth. with the ladies. But the truth of the matter is, no, all the girls trusted me, and I was just too friendly to be
you didn't know how to pull the trigger, as you were too young.
I figured it out later, apparently.
Yeah, I know. Well, me too, man. I think back about sometimes shit that I was like, girls were just, they were right there to give it to me, and I was like, I didn't know. Like, I had so many blown opportunities, dude. I used to live at Scores, the strip club, and everybody's like, wow, you must have got late. I was like, I had no game with these girls, yo. I didn't know how to pull the trigger. Now it may be a little different, but. I got a little more of a personality. I'm a little more out of my shell, but like I was like intimidated by those girls at Scores because they were like fucking insanely beautiful.
Oh, dude, I was intimidated by women for a very long time. Yeah, very long time. But I mean, now that I'm married and I got my daughters now, but I look at who I was at a certain frame of my life. I try to make up for like lost time, and it was just a stupid game, really.
Yeah. I gotta have a different girl every day, just like because I missed out when I was like younger.
Yeah, I had to prove a point, but
yeah. So, how did you hear about AGT? What got you towards that whole thing? How did you like get down that road?
Well,
take it from the beginning.
From the very beginning, it would have been okay. So I left the Marine Corps in December 2005 with the express understanding that I was going into the magic world to try to conquer it. I wanted to be the next TV magician. That was my goal from the get. I didn't want to do no birthday parties. I didn't want to be no trade shows, no cruise ships. I wanted my own TV show. That's what was the plan. And so, a couple of years passed, I get to Las Vegas. And, when I was in Vegas, I started noticing the level of, I wouldn't say competition, but the other performers, the other magicians. And like, I was like, I have a spot because I'm different. I'm not like a cookie. I'm not cookie cutter like they are. I know I will stand out on television. And by that time, I'd already pitched like 6, 7 TV networks with my idea of my TV show. We went to MTV twice, BET. We went all over the place, and nobody was picking me up because I wasn't a celebrity. Like they kept telling me, "Oh, you're awesome," but nobody knows who you are. And so around that time frame, 2009. Is when the murmurs from regular people who were like, yo, why are you just doing this dumb magic thing? It's not successful. You should go on America's Got Talent. And I'm like, okay, I'll try it. So I tried an audition, and they just laughed me off the freaking audition. They laughed me off because at that time they were looking for like flames and boxes and turn a girl into a tiger, like they wanted that spectacle. Yeah. And I wasn't the spectacle. I'm like, I'm the guy in the bar in the corner that's messing with your head. And but it took a couple of tries, and they kept telling me no. So I finally just quit on the idea. But by that time, I was already a staple in the South Strip of Las Vegas in the bars. I've never worked the street. I don't know where this rumor that I've been like on street corners, but I've been in all the bars. And one night, I'm passing by my boy's bar, and he calls me over, and he's like, entertain these people over there. I had no idea who they were. No idea who they were. And after impressing, the lady gives me her business card, and before I knew it, she's like calling me, be like, you're going to be on the show. I don't have to audition. You proved your point. Wow. And so, but the thing is this, here I am for another year, and a year and a month passes. And I have this knowledge in my head that I will be on America's Got Talent. Now it's hard to tell people that because they don't believe you. They don't believe you. So here it is. I kept it in my mind. But what ended up happening is like the subconscious works in weird ways. My performance started getting better. All of a sudden, that confidence, all those years of being rejected by everybody, being laughed at, being thought that I'm crazy to leave the Marine Corps to be in a bar doing tricks.
Well, now, when you were in the Marine Corps, you must have like had your boys like, sitting there. You must entertain your crew, no?
Yeah, I got in trouble for a lot.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Why is there a deck of cards on you, Marine?
I remember one time some like captain or major was like, you can't be doing that in uniform. And this is in Kuwait. And I'm like, but I'm in uniform all week. And I got yelled at a lot. But it's one of those things. Marines are not known to be having a sense of humor and be giddy and stuff, but they needed the downtime. I needed the practice. And for a lot of these other guys, it was just not in their mind that they couldn't be reprogrammed to imagine that you can leave something as strict as the Marine Corps to be a clown and be successful.
Yeah.
And which is weird, right after I got out of the Marine Corps, he was my corporal. I think he just retired as a master sergeant. I'm not sure, but my boy Whipple, he called in a TV station. He called in a TV station out of nowhere and got me on a TV show. Like, this is like months right after I got out. And so like he pretty much sparked my career, my former NCO. So if he's watching this, I want to thank you.
Yo, peace to that. Good job. So now you're in the Marine Corps and you're doing tricks, you're getting in trouble. Now, but you had downtime in Kuwait, which helped you practice. How many hours do you need to practice to get to your level? Like, is it constant? Do you still practice every single day?
Nah.
No?
I mean, I'm a terrible role model. I should.
Was it just natural, or you really got to put some time in this shit?
You got to put some time into it, for sure. They say 10,000 hours for being expert at anything. 10,000 hours in dancing. Who knows who came up with that number? All I can tell you is this. In high school, I practiced at every living, waking moment that I could during high school time frame. During the Marine Corps, every moment that I could, every moment that I had a chance to perform, I was nonstop fiddling with my fingers, just messing around. When I got straight out of it and I was looking for my first major gigs, I mean, from being on the toilet to taking the bus to walking down the street, you see me with a deck of cards, fiddling. Pretty much by the time I got to Vegas, I ended up performing 12 to 15 hours a day, 7 days a week, because my ex and my son wasn't there with me. So I didn't take Vegas as like a party time for me. I was like, if I'm gonna be away from my family, I better grind. So for the first, 7-8 months, I mean, it was Sunday through Sunday, hours and hours of just performing. Now, mind you, I wasn't practicing, but I was performing.
Yeah, you're working. So you're still got this shit going on. Now, so I know I'm sorry, go ahead, finish what you were saying.
No, so I was gonna say that what I ended up, after I realized the mechanics were good, what I ended up practicing was my people skills and how to be charismatic and how to be likable, because if you get too cocky about the fact that you're good, it comes off. And people don't like that. Like, you know the bar that we met at, if I was coming in there looking like my shit don't stink, I would get thrown out. You know what I mean?
Well, you did anyway. So now, obviously, magicians are notoriously tight-lipped, and there is a level of competition. There's also a code about how you're telling people your secrets. How does that work? How do you transition? Do you have to find a mentor that takes you under the wing, that's able to trust you enough to just like, you're not just someone trying to expose magic, that you're serious about this? How do you get to the next level of tricks, and how do you learn those tricks? Like, not everybody's going to give shit up right away.
Man, we live in America where the dollar is mighty.
Yeah.
There are a lot of things you can buy, buddy. You can buy books, you can buy videos. I mean, mind you, I learned mine in the mid-90s, so there was VHSs. Then by the time the 2000s came out, there was DVDs. And magicians love to tour the country in lecture circuits where you can just buy, pay, and you sit down like a professor and they'll do it. There's camps. With me, I learned from books, and then I just expanded on those ideas. But now in 2020/2021, you can go on freaking YouTube and there are millions of snitches all over the place. And there's a big debate in the magic community about some high profile magicians who give free tricks away, and whether they're good or not. I let these nerds battle it out them damn selves. Because at the end of the day, if you know exactly how you do my thing, you could still come to my show and enjoy my stuff. How many people go to a Dave Matthews Band concert knowing every word of every song and they fucking enjoy it?
Yeah, they still keep going. So I respect what you do. I think you're a talented motherfucker. But I have my issues with fucking magic because it just breaks. I'd like, how the fuck do you do that? Like, it gets me aggravated and frustrated because that shit, I know you have a trick and I can't figure it out. And it just brings a level of fucking frustration to me that it's just like, I can't sit and enjoy it, man. I'm like, fuck you.
The first time I met you, you cussed me out, bought me a shot, and walked out.
Yeah, probably.
In a matter of seconds.
Yeah. It was like, I fucking can't stand. I get so angry and frustrated. And like, that's why I love that one show where it was like that guy, the masked magician, came in and told them all these secrets. I was like, good, I can't wait to hear this shit,
Yeah, that's me, man.
Oh, there you go. So now, all right, so you're waiting a year and a half to go on AGT. You're really like honing your skills. You're learning new shit, and you don't have to audition. You got to pass.
I mean, I went through the process. I ended up going in to their. I don't even know what that was. I went through a process. Yeah. I went through a process, but I was really like passed right through because I thought like, oh, I got to audition. And the lady, when she started the whole audition, she's like, so when you're on the show.
Yeah.
And I'm like, whoa, this is simple. And I mean, it was a little bit more crazier because, yeah, I hear I'm going on the show and I have this idea of doing this big elaborate, fight. Like I had an elaborate stage thing in my mind. And by the time the day of filming started, they're like, just do the stuff you do at the bar. And if you look at that audition video all over again, when I walk on stage, I had nothing to say because I was like, wait,
you got something else. Got
something else in my mind. And I was like, oh my God, well, I don't even know what to do because you want me to do what I do every single day? Would I get tipped $5 to do?
Yeah.
But, I ended up rocking it.
Yeah. And so when you got on stage and, I didn't realize that Howard Stern was like such a big Magic fan, and he really sort of took a liking to you, no?
My man, my entire, I'm a New Yorker, and I've loved Howard my entire life as a fan of vulgarity, just as a fan of vulgarity. And when I was going to the show, going to like the weeks leading up to it, my entire strategy was to force Howard Stern to look at me.
Yeah,
I wasn't going to pander him directly. I was like, he's a New Yorker. He's going to look at it one way or the other. I just had to like a game of chess.
And he's also a smart motherfucker.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm like, and I'm knowing that if I'm going to do some basic stuff, I have to just kill it. So what I did was I performed right for Howie, and which forced Howard to stand up. And the moment he stood up out of his chair before I even did a trick, I'm like, oh, I got this. Done.
Yeah.
It was a done deal.
You made a very interesting choice to ask to approach the judges because both Howard Stern and Howie Mandel are both like ridiculous germaphobes, and that was a big risk you took by actually standing up and going up to the table.
It wasn't a risk. It was all math. Because Howie is a lot more expressive.
Yeah.
In the faces, and I've been doing these routines for so many hours, right?
Yeah.
In Vegas to people from all over the world, from like different races, backgrounds, levels of money and income, education levels. I've done it so many times. I've done it drunk, done it high, done it drunk and high, done it sleepy, hungry, horny. I mean, everything in between. These things have worked every single time for me, besides the once in a few cocky persons that want to be just terrible in the audience. So I've already, since I knew the routine was going to work, all I had to do was to get Howie to do his crazy faces, and then Howard to do what I know Howard was gonna do after watching him for all these years. Yeah. So it worked out. And if you watch it all over again, he doesn't say anything until the end when he tells me best thing all night.
Yeah, and now, how many weeks was it that you were on there? Like it was like, how did the filming go? Because obviously it's a polished thing. So every week you had to come up with new shit. Did you already have enough shit to get you through to the finals and stuff, or did you have to go and study some new shit?
I went in there super confident. I thought I was gonna go right to the end. So like I try to reserve the better material towards the end. And so we filmed in April, and it didn't air to the second week of June. And literally from one day to the next, my life absolutely changed.
Yeah,
absolutely changed.
So wait, but wasn't a lot of those shows live?
No, the ending, the finals.
Yeah, okay.
So like the audition stuff, it was done. Then I was supposed to go for what they have they have a week where there was like another week. I forgot the name of it, Judgment Week or something like that. And I was supposed to go because I got passed through, but I'm not an American citizen, and I needed to prove that I could legally work in the States.
Even though you were a Marine?
Now when I joined the Marine Corps, I'm a permanent resident. So when I joined the Marine Corps in 2001, permanent resident meant permanent resident. Then after the war started, permanent resident means you got to re-up it every couple of years. They had sent me a letter, but I was in Iraq and Kuwait. I was in Kuwait, and I didn't get the letter. It's a big loophole. It's a big mess. And I didn't really care because they weren't going to toss me out anyways.
Yeah.
But here I am in America's Got Talent. Now they need some updated paperwork. I go to New York the day that we're going to film, and I'm going to immigration, and they're like, we can't help you. like he can't help me. And I'm like, what do you mean you can't help me? Like, yeah, I got promised free citizenship. Put me in. It started this whole thing, so I couldn't go on the show. So I was off the show. I was completely off the show.
Oh.
And then they decide, so then like, okay, so I'm off the show. I mean, I'm crushed. We already filmed the audition. I'm crushed. I go back to Vegas defeated. And then my boy, Alex from Newport, no, he's in Huntington Beach. He owns a beautiful bar there, by the way. Big plug to Alex. But anyways, he sends me a text message. He's like, idiot, go try the immigration in Vegas anyways. And I'm like, sure, why not? So I go to Vegas. I tell the guy that I'm a fucking vet. He goes, oh, you're a vet? Ching, ching.
Oh, nice.
Signs me off. I emailed it to the producers immediately, and I said, look, maybe for next year I can retry, whatever. So then I get an email a couple of days later saying, you know what, maybe you weren't on Judgment Week, but we're going to air your audition anyway, since now that we got your paperwork.
Yeah.
Well, the audition airs, goes viral.
Wow.
And they kick somebody out, and they put me in for the the quarterfinals.
That's fine. So now you're in the quarterfinals, and how do you stack your magic? Like, how you stack it? Like, what was the shit that you saved like the last show? Like, well, like it was your hardest shit, the shit that's on another level, because there's a lot of people out there that, you know, do what you do, but they're not you. So
yeah, that's what I was banking on.
Yeah.
I was banking on 100% to try to focus not so much on tricks, but highlight my personality.
Yeah,
you know?
because and you were also, and I don't mean, when I say street, I don't mean like you're a street performer, but you were yourself. You came on there like old, like an OG. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean hood. I mean, I guess the term is street, and that's what I thought in my head. I was like, don't try to be nothing that you're not. Don't try to be a pirate or a fucking, you know, some mysterious force of nature and all this other crap. You know, I wanted it to be, you know, like to. Well, not just, it's hard to just say be me because I'm really, really nerdy. But be as a kind of a person that you're looking into the TV screen, like, I can have a drink with that dude. Like, yeah, that guy's cool, you know? Instead of trying to be all pretentious and everything like that.
Yeah, I was going to say it did come across, because I watched a couple of the old school shit, and I was like, you know what? Like, you can turn that mug around. Let everybody see what's going on with that mug, man, because that's dope.
Oh, your the mug?
Yeah.
It's my Vader cup.
Nice. I was just saying, I got got the Baby Yoda plates here, and I just realized, wait, I got hold on, Baby Yoda napkins. A friend of mine like dropped some shit off at Thanksgiving, but yeah,
my dog tags on.
Oh yeah, man. So we'll get into the Star Wars thing in a second. So now you came in second. No, you weren't runner up.
No.
Oh, I thought you were.
By no means, but I mean, I like to say that.
How far? Who were you up against that season?
That was the year Magician won.
Oh, really?
My boy Matt Franco, yeah. So like that year, we had 4 magic acts, and you know, we had Mike Super, who had already won NBC's Phenomenon, a magic competition show a couple years earlier, and then you know, the other 2, Dave and something, I forgot their names. My head is not locking in, and we had Matt Franco, and I mean, Matt's a good guy, and he's a great magician. So it was like me when I met him, I was like, "Oh, dude, you're such a nice guy."
You want to fucking strangle him, but you don't want to because he's nice.
He's a great dude, and yeah. So then it became a thing of like America had to choose, and so, you know, when they show my documentary, it's me on a corner with a bunch of guys in do-rags. And then they show Matt in a white, with a white picket fence and his grandma looking for photos. I'm like, I'm like, America's like, yo, we like this guy, but I think Smoothini can have sex with our daughter. Yo, anyways, I'm just joking, but the truth of the matter is, it was tough competition. And so I kind of got strangled and beholden, because when I did my quarterfinal performance, I got passed through because I was so viral. By the time I got semifinals, you know, I really believe I did pass that. But the way the voting was going, I got tied off with my boy Christian, who had the beautiful dog Scooby, and they were doing acrobatic stuff. And yeah, like it wasn't enough. But the truth of the matter, bro, I was so happy to get off that show. My twins were just born a couple days early.
Wow.
The twins were born, and then on top of that, there was just so much hate coming my way from all corners. I mean, there was a lot of love, but I wasn't expecting all the emails and text messages and the.
What are they hating? What are they hating?
You know, just regular trolls, bro. Nothing special.
And like magic geeks.
There's a little bit of that, a little bit of this. The point is, I wasn't expecting all of that.
Yeah.
And it was like really overnight. And I'm here I am. So I'm like, oh my God, somebody who's been ignored for years. I got 23,000 emails. Yay, let me read it. Fuck you, hope you die. I'm like, no, man.
I know. I had to get used to that. And it's still not easy because, like, I at this point, anybody that comes on my social media or anything that has any hate, I just leave it alone. I don't embrace them. I don't fucking talk to them. I don't, confront them or try to argue with them because you're not going to get anywhere. Because like no reaction, no satisfaction. But it's funny because one of my best friends, Roy, when I first time we started working together, and all these people, these Howard Stern fans, they always got something stupid to say. You know how it is. and I've known over the years I just got to have a thick skin and just ignore them. Because they just want to get a rise out of me and they ain't worth it. So Roy starts arguing with these motherfuckers on Facebook and shit. And he was being a friend. He's trying to defend me, And I'm going, bro.
It's their job. It's their career.
Yeah. I was like, dude, I love you to death. That you're such a good friend that you want to go to bat for me and you don't want these. You're gonna just bang your head against the wall with these people because that's what they're looking for is someone to come at you. I was like, ignore them.
People say that it exists until you really go through it, and it was just like I remember one time I was with my family in Walmart and somebody had something stupid to say about me on the show. Like I don't want to. I mean, the point is the matter is by the time I got to the semifinals, people were acting so different. It was acting different. My dad was acting different about my career. I had people that never used to talk to me all of a sudden, like calling me in the middle of the day. Hey, you could talk to my coworker. I'm like, I just couldn't stand all of that. Like, I'm like, this will die off, and then the real people will linger around.
Yeah.
Because you think it's fame, it's not fame. It's like all of a sudden you're just a stupid commodity. And I was like, I'm not gonna fall into it because it's a lie. Once all this is done, these people are gonna go right back to their corners.
I got a funny story about because people every once in a while would be like, yo, talk to my friend, he's a big fan. So I was bartending one night and the dude was like, the guy was kind of like he was like a dick kind of. So he's like, yo, and he's bothering me, talk to you got to call my boy, So I said, all right, call him, just give me the phone. So he gives me the phone and now I'm bartending, so I'm behind the bar, so we can't, I take a couple of steps back and I go, yeah, hi, this guy, he's on the floor. He's bloodied and beat up, and his pants are around his ankles. And somebody obviously did something really horrible. I think he might have been violated, and he's unconscious. And there's like bodily fluids everywhere. And he's going, yo, give me the phone. That's fucked up. Give me the phone. And I'm behind the bar. I said, yo, you said you wanted me to make a phone call, motherfucker. Yeah, the wrong person. I was like, yeah, you better call his parents or something because this don't look good. I think he might have been taken advantage of. And the guy's like bugging out. But yeah, go ahead.
It was, I'm saying, it was a good learning experience, and it was a lot because, by the time we met up, my show was about to start off. Yeah. And I knew it wasn't going to get the 70+ million people across the country like AGT did. And I'm all about my art and I'm all about doing that, but I'm not all about the negative aspect of fame and celebrity. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I just didn't want all that. And, but it was a beautiful experience. I got to meet so many great people, and it set me up for Hip Hop Houdini.
Yeah, and that went for a year, but unfortunately they didn't renew your contract. When I kind of heard that, I was talking to our friend Jonathan, J.O., and he was like, of course, I wanted to have him come on, but he's got some shit going on right now. So he just got married. He's got, he's all, we're all proud of him and shit like that. So him and Andrea, congratulations.
Yep. And
so Jonathan, in his divine wisdom was like, yo, why don't you have Smooth on your network? So here's a good time to fucking talk about. Yo, you're going to be on the AftershockXL Network, brother.
Oh, that's how you're going to blurt it out?
That's just like that, man. I think right there. Never, in the middle of the show, we'll talk about what, I'm excited to have you part of the network. I'm excited to bring you into the family and to the fold. We got a lot of good things going on. You're just another amazing addition to this vision that I've had for over 2 or 3 years. And I have great people backing me, and there's nothing but a good future for what I see happening here. with the network. And so why don't you tell people what the name of your show is and what you're going to be doing every week?
All right. He came in with like no kind of like dining and whining and nothing like that. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, yours truly is going to be on the AftershockXL Network with his own podcast. I have 35 names on my show that are a possibility. I'm thinking about changing the name every week.
I thought Magic and Mayhem sounded cool, but it's your show. You get to name it.
Okay, so I did a preliminary, I put some feelers out on my social media, right, to see like if I had a podcast, what would you call it?
Yeah.
And so I wrote down all the names, and then I showed my wife and my stepdaughter, who, by the way, were excited. I didn't think they were going to be as excited about it because sometimes I don't think they care about my career at all.
Yeah, I love that. The people my family's just so unimpressed with anything I've ever done, which gives me all my friends too. They're like, so I interviewed Jennifer Flowers. They're like, yeah, so you know what I'm saying?
The other freaking day, I'm go on Instagram, and then fucking Fat Joe invites me to be live with him on his Instagram, and I'm over here in the back of my head just talking to Joe, and my wife just kind of rolling her eyes, just like, oh, okay, whatever. I'm like, dude, if you would have told me at 18.
Yeah, I know. I'm the same thing with MC Search. MC Search from Third Base. I'm such a big fan, but turns out he's a huge Stern fan. So like one of the first shows I did, on StreamYard during COVID, I had MC Search come on, and I pulled a couple of strings, made a couple of phone calls, and I had DMC come on and surprise him. So, I got those two in my pocket. If you would have told 14-year-old me that I'd be fucking on a show, my own show with Search and DMC, I'd be like, fuck you, no way, you're lying.
I know. I sometimes I had to pinch myself, guy. I end up doing really cool things and meeting really cool friends. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like you and like a bunch of people. And then it's like, man, that's pretty tight. But anyways, back to the name of the show. So
okay,
the one that ended up getting like the most, from different people, to call it Smooth Talk. I'm not a big fan of that. But then you said Magic and Mayhem. So then my wife said, how about combining all three and call it Magic, Mayhem, and Smooth Talk?
Okay. Yeah, Magic Mayhem and Smooth Talk. Yeah.
I'm not sure, yo. I'm not sold yet. But either way, regardless of the name of the damn podcast, I am going to be on this thing. I have, if I can just show them, I got a treatment. Where is it? Sorry, I got a treatment. It's pages long. Different topics. I've been working on this since weeks since you asked me. I'm taking this very seriously.
I expected nothing less, brother.
I've been working nonstop. Like, yo, okay, so I'm what I really want to do. People think I'm gonna do like tricks, and I gotta do tricks and that. But I'm more than a magician. I'm a person that likes to go through the journey of life and find the magic in every corner that I am. Yeah. I love being able to perform for a group of people that I've never met before. And then when 20, 30 minutes later, we're finding common ground. I'm seeing the country so divided. But yet when I go out and perform for people, everybody's the same. Everybody has the same fears, the same loves. I mean, they might like different flavors of food, but they like food. They might like different kinds of beers, but they like beer. If you focus on the things that make us common as opposed to the things that make us separate, then yes, we could be all stoners.
Yes, stoners. Yeah. And so can you end it up with some type of cool, you got any tricks that you can do, entertain people for half a minute before we wrap it up?
Let's see what we can do, man. It's just something small.
That shit ain't right, bro. Damn, I don't understand.
I'm not as rusty as you think I would be.
I don't think you'd be rusty, man. That's your trade, bro.
But you know how I like doing it with people right then and there.
Yeah, sure.
I'm gonna try to get some celebrity people, not just hip hop, but of all kinds of brands. I'm gonna have my magical magician friends of high top caliber. I got comedian friends. I got acrobats that I know personally. I know showgirls. I know a bunch of people. I might even bring some legal people too. Some like drug dealers and mafioso people.
Yeah.
But either way, it's gonna be fun. And in terms of like a release date, I'm gonna try to make it a good 3-week announcement. I'm gonna try to hype it up so people can.
Okay, yeah, this network's ready for you, man.
All right,
cool.
That's it. I'm done talking.
Please. You're excited. I'm excited. So I want to thank you for coming on the show, and totally excited to fucking have you here, man.
My man.
Yo,
let's get started.
Yo, peace. Remember, everybody, I'm at Grillo. I'm at Steve Gorilla on Twitter, Grillo Vader on Instagram, and, the AftershockXL fan page and everything like that. You know how to find me. You know how to get me. Thank you for tuning in. Love everybody. Hope you have a fucking safe, weird 2020 left. We got another month of this shit. There's a vaccine. There's not a vaccine. We're shutting down. Cases going up, not going up. There was a president. There's not a president. I don't know. This year is just like the fucking wackiest year. But I maintain that vodka and soda will get you through everything. All right, cool, man. Peace.